Very.
Okay. Someone wants to read 5.29?
Hare Krishna, Mataji, I want to read.
Yeah, please, Mataji. Thank you.
Bhaktaram yaknya tapasam sarva loka maheswaram suhridam sarva bhutanam nyatva mam santim richati. Translation: a person in full consciousness of me, knowing me to be the ultimate beneficiary of all sacrifices and austerities, the supreme lord of all planets and demigods, and the benefactor and well-wisher of all living entities, attains peace from the pangs of material miseries.
Go ahead.
The conditioned souls within the clutches of the illusory energy are all anxious to attain peace in the material world, but they do not know the formula for peace, which is explained in this part of the Bhagavad Gita. The greatest peace formula is simply this: Lord Krishna is the beneficiary in all human activities. Men should offer everything to the transcendental service of the Lord because he is the proprietor of all planets and the demigods thereon. No one is greater than he. He is greater than the greatest of the demigods, Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma. In the Vedas, Swetaswatara Upanishad 6.7, the Supreme Lord is described as Tam Iswaranam Paramam Maheswaram. Under the spell of illusion, living entities are trying to be the lords of all they survey, but actually, they are dominated by the material energy of the Lord. The Lord is the master of material nature, and the conditioned souls are under the stringent rules of material nature. Unless one understands these bare facts, it is not possible to achieve peace in the world either individually or collectively. This is the sense of Krishna consciousness. Lord Krishna is the supreme predominator, and all living entities, including the great demigods, are his subordinates. One can attain perfect peace only in complete Krishna consciousness. The fifth chapter is a practical explanation of Krishna consciousness, generally known as Karma Yoga. The question of mental speculation as to how Karma Yoga can give liberation is answered herewith. To work in Krishna consciousness is to work with the complete knowledge of the Lord as the predominator. Such work is not different from transcendental knowledge. Direct Krishna consciousness is Bhakti Yoga, and Jnana Yoga is a path leading to Bhakti Yoga. Krishna consciousness means to work in full knowledge of one's relationship with the Supreme Absolute, and the perfection of this consciousness is full knowledge of Krishna, or the Supreme Personality of Godhead. A pure soul is the eternal servant of God as his fragmental part and parcel. He comes into contact with Maya, illusion, due to the desire to lord it over Maya, and that is the cause of his many sufferings. As long as he is in contact with matter, he has to execute work in terms of material necessities. Krishna consciousness, however, brings one into spiritual life even while one is within the jurisdiction of matter, for it is an arousing of spiritual existence by practice in the material world. The more one is advanced, the more he is freed from the clutches of matter. The Lord is not partial towards anyone. Everything depends on one's practical performance of duties in Krishna consciousness, which helps one to control the senses in every respect and conquer the influence of desire and anger. And one who stands fast in Krishna consciousness, controlling the above-mentioned passion, remains factually in the transcendental stage, or Brahma Nirvana. The Eightfold Yoga mysticism is automatically practiced in Krishna consciousness because the ultimate purpose is served. There is a gradual process of elevation in the practice of yama, niyama, asana, pranayama, pratyahara, dharana, dhyana, and samadhi. But these only preface perfection by devotional service, which alone can award peace to the human being. It is the highest perfection of life. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport for the 5th chapter of Srimad Bhagavad Gita in matter of karma yoga or action in Krishna consciousness.
Translation in French. Parce qu'il me sait le bénéficiaire ultime de tous les sacrifices et de toutes les austérités, le souverain suprême de toutes les planètes et de tous les devas, l'ami et bienfaiteur de tous les êtres, l'être pleinement conscient de ma personne, échappe aux souffrances matérielles et connaît dès lors la paix. Would you like me to read the rest?
No, it's okay. I'll talk on it.
Okay.
All right. So this verse here is commonly known as the peace formula.
Ce verset est généralement connu comme la formule pour la paix.
Everyone is eager for peace. They have to understand how to achieve this peace.
Tout le monde a envie d'avoir la paix dans le monde, et dans eux-mêmes, et ils veulent savoir la formule.
Whenever there's wars, there's always people protesting and complaining. We want peace. We want to live in peace. The threat of war is always frightening for people. We'd long to have peace, not only between one nation and another, but even between individuals. We want peace.
Souvent, l'explosion de la guerre menace partout et les gens s'inquiètent pour rétablir la paix. Et aussi entre les individus, etc., il y a un grand besoin de paix.
We want to be at peace with ourselves, not only with everyone else, we need to be at peace with ourselves.
Nous voulons aussi être en paix à l'intérieur de nous-mêmes, non seulement à l'extérieur, avec les autres.
So Lord Krishna is giving us a formula for peace based on 3 principles. The first thing is to understand that everything is the property of the Supreme Lord.
Le Seigneur Krishna nous donne une recette pour la paix basée sur 3 principes. La première est que tout appartient au Seigneur suprême Krishna.
Nothing is ours. We came to this world with nothing and we will leave with nothing.
Rien dans ce monde n'est à nous. Nous venons donc avec rien et le quittons avec aussi rien.
So everything that we see that belongs to God is actually His property.
Donc tout ce que nous voyons appartient à Dieu. C'est en fait tout à lui.
So it's very important for us to understand this clearly, that everything that we see is property of God.
C'est donc très important pour qu'on soit dans la paix de comprendre que tout appartient à Dieu.
And then the next thing, the next principle to be understood is that since everything belongs to God, everything is meant for His pleasure. It's not for our own pleasure, but it's for His pleasure.
Le principe numéro 2, c'est de comprendre que pour avoir la paix, il faut comprendre que rien n'est fait pour notre plaisir à nous, mais tout est fait pour donner pour le plaisir du Seigneur.
Because we think this belongs to me, we think it's for my pleasure.
Parce que nous croyons que telle et telle chose appartient à moi, on croit que c'est pour mon plaisir à moi.
Just like the people of France, they may say, France is my country. It's my country, it belongs to me. It's for my enjoyment.
Par exemple, quelqu'un qui vient de France, un Français dira, la France, c'est mon pays. ce pays, la France, est à moi et donc c'est à moi de profiter de cet endroit.
We identify with everything. We identify with the things that we're thinking. This is mine. This is for my pleasure.
On s'identifie avec ces choses. On s'identifie avec telle ou telle chose et nous croyons que cette chose est faite pour que je me plaise avec.
However, we should understand that actually everything that we see, it's the property of the Supreme Lord. It's for His pleasure.
Par contre, nous devons bien comprendre que chaque chose que nous voyons, c'est dû. Nous devons glorifier le Seigneur avec, faire plaisir au Seigneur avec chaque chose est à lui.
And then the third thing we have to understand is that He is our best friend.
La troisième chose, c'est que c'est notre meilleur ami Dieu.
We have many friends throughout our life. They come and they go. But there's one friend who is always with us. And that friend is the Supreme Lord.
Il y a beaucoup de personnes dans notre vie qui peuvent devenir nos amis, mais enfin, ils viennent et ils partent. Mais le Seigneur suprême, Krishna, reste dans notre vie toujours. Et c'est toujours notre seul meilleur ami.
It will be nice to apply this formula in our daily life.
Pour avoir la paix, il faut pratiquer cette formule dans notre vie quotidienne.
Thinking of Krishna as our friend, not just any ordinary friend, but He's the best friend of everyone.
Voir Krishna non seulement comme un ami, mais comme le meilleur ami à tous.
In our life, throughout our life, we have many friends. They come and go. We get some friends when we're little children at school, and they go. We separate, and we grow up, and we go to college, and we get different friends. Then we get married, we get different friends.
Il y a beaucoup d'amis qui viennent et qui partent. C'est toujours la même chose. Quand on traverse la vie, différentes personnes viennent et sont notre meilleur ami pour quelque temps.
But there's one friend who never leaves us. He's always with us. And that is the Supreme Lord who is in our heart.
Mais en fait, Krishna ne nous quitte jamais. Il est toujours dans notre cœur.
And He's in the heart of all living entities.
Il est dans le cœur de tous les êtres vivants, en fait.
So we have to understand these three principles and apply them into our consciousness, into our daily life.
Alors, il nous faut comprendre ces trois principes et les appliquer dans notre vie de tous les jours.
We have to understand that there are many different gods and demigods, but there's one Supreme Lord over all of them.
Nous pouvons comprendre qu'il y a plusieurs demi-dieux, mais qu'il n'y en a qu'un au-dessus de tous.
Lord Ganesh, Lord Shiva, Lord Brahma, they're very great, but they're not as great as the Supreme Lord, Krishna or Vishnu.
Le Seigneur Ganesh, Shiva, Brahma, etc. sont tous des très grands demi-dieux, mais nul n'est aussi grand que le Seigneur Vishnu, Krishna.
So it's a very simple formula, but to apply it into our daily life is not so simple.
Alors, c'est une formule hyper simple, mais pour la mettre dans notre vie quotidienne, ce n'est pas si facile.
We have to be in full consciousness of Krishna. That is a challenge. We're only in consciousness of ourselves. We're only thinking of me. We're thinking I am the body. We're not thinking about God.
Nous ne sommes pas dans la conscience de Krishna. Nous sommes dans la conscience de moi. Et qu'est-ce qu'il me revient à moi? Il faut être dans la conscience des trois principes, dans la conscience que Dieu est au centre.
But we see here Lord Krishna saying that we have to actually know Krishna. We have to understand Krishna's position.
Ici, il est dit qu'il faut comprendre la position de Krishna. Il faut le connaître pour ce qu'il est.
So Lord Krishna has these qualifications. He's not an ordinary person.
Le Seigneur Krishna a des qualifications autres que nous. Il n'est pas ordinaire.
He's the supreme Lord of all the planets and demigods.
C'est le Seigneur suprême de toutes les planètes, tous les demi-dieux. C'est le centre.
There are many planets in the material world, and there are many different demigods also.
Il y a plusieurs planètes dans le monde matériel et aussi plusieurs dieux.
And if we want to actually apply this principle, the peace formula, we have to have complete faith in Lord Krishna as the Supreme.
Et si nous voulons ajouter cette formule dans notre vie, il faut comprendre que c'est Dieu le suprême, en fait.
I'm not going to be able to tell all of you that you have to give up your attachment to everything. That's very difficult.
On ne peut pas dire à tout le monde d'abandonner leur attachement à toutes les choses matérielles. C'est très difficile.
But we will understand in the course of our life that because of our attachment to the material, we experience so much anxiety and so many problems.
Mais l'on peut apprendre qu'à cause de nos attachements matériels, nous allons avoir beaucoup d'anxiété dans la vie et beaucoup de problèmes, en fait.
So if you can just simply go through the basic principles, remembering we're not the proprietor, we're not the enjoyer, but we are very dear friends of Lord Krishna.
Alors, si nous pouvons simplement se rappeler que nous ne sommes ni le propriétaire, ni le bénéficiaire, mais que nous sommes, que Krishna est notre ami.
So Krishna is the real well-wisher of all of us, and he comes to help us out of this material existence.
Eh bien, c'est Krishna qui veut le bien de tous le plus, et il est là pour nous aider à se sortir de ce problème, l'existence matérielle.
So we want to get free from the material existence. This is the formula. This is how we get peace. Without peace, there's no question of happiness.
Alors, si nous voulons la paix, c'est cela la formule. Si il n'y a pas de bonheur sans cette formule et sans avoir la paix, il n'y a pas de bonheur.
So people are eager. We all want happiness. We like to enjoy, but before we can get happiness, first we have to get peace.
Alors, nous avons tous envie d'avoir le bonheur dans notre vie, mais d'abord, il faut avoir la paix pour avoir le bonheur.
And peace comes about by recognizing Krishna's the proprietor, Krishna's the enjoyer.
Et la paix vient quand nous reconnaissons les qualités de Dieu en tant que propriétaire, etc.
And we shouldn't be envious of Krishna. We shouldn't think, oh, I'm just a slave Some people think that this bhakti yoga is just a slave. You become a slave. You become a servant of Krishna. But it's not like that.
Il y a des gens qui pensent que ceux qui pratiquent le bhakti yoga deviennent des esclaves à Krishna. Il ne faut pas penser de cette manière. Ce n'est pas comme ça.
When a devotee works in the service of Krishna, he's actually happy. He's finding peace of mind. He's finding satisfaction working as a servant of Krishna.
Lorsqu'un dévot du Seigneur travaille pour le bénéfice de Krishna, en fait, il est heureux. C'est là qu'il est heureux.
Okay, are there any questions on this? It's a very important verse. Everyone should remember this.
Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj. I have a question. Please accept my humble obeisances, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. If we consider Krishna, if we consider that Krishna as a friend, if we address him as a friend, is it sahajiya? Because sometimes it is easier to address him as a close friend than as the Supreme Lord.
Lorsque nous parlons à Krishna en tant qu'amis, est-ce que ça fait que nous sommes dans l'ego de croire qu'on est à son niveau, tel un sahajiya? Parce qu'en fait, il est plus facile d'adresser le Seigneur en tant qu'ami qu'en tant que maître suprême.
No, it's not sahaja to think Krishna is your friend. It's in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is telling us he's our friend.
Non, ce n'est pas exagéré, ce n'est pas sahajiya de penser que Krishna est notre ami, car il est écrit dans la Bhagavad Gita clairement que c'est notre ami ici.
We have to understand Krishna is not just our friend. He said he's the friend of all. He's the well-wisher of all living beings.
Il est écrit ici que Krishna n'est non seulement notre ami, mais il est l'ami de tous les êtres vivants qui existent.
So how is it possible he can be everyone's friend? That is his inconceivable nature, that he has inconceivable potency.
Comment est-il possible que Krishna puisse être l'ami de tous? Eh bien, en fait, c'est sa puissance inconcevable d'être à plusieurs endroits omniprésent.
So first of all, we have to understand that he is the proprietor and he's the enjoyer. And then we can think of him as a friend.
Nous devons d'abord comprendre qu'il est le propriétaire et le bénéficiaire de tout sacrifice. Ensuite, nous pourrons mieux comprendre qu'il est aussi le suprême ami.
And we should be very happy to think we have a friend like Krishna.
En fait, nous devons être très heureux de savoir que nous avons un ami tel que Krishna, en fait.
Just like if you have somebody who's a very, very rich person and he's very famous, and if he's your good friend, won't you feel very fortunate to have friendship with such a famous and such a wealthy person? Yes, we will.
D'ailleurs, si vous avez un ami très riche, hyper riche, ne serait-ce pas un grand plaisir de l'avoir en tant qu'ami? Bien sûr.
So having friendship with Krishna is not sahajaism, rather it's the kindness of Lord Krishna, that he gives himself as a friend to everyone.
Donc, de voir Krishna en tant que notre ami, ce n'est pas une exagération de l'ego qu'on appelle le sahajisme. Le sahajisme, c'est what is it in fact?
It's the kindness of Lord Krishna.
C'est la bonté du Seigneur, Krishna, en fait. Et donc, c'est clair. C'est la bonté de Krishna.
It's his causeless mercy on us, that he allows us to be his friends.
C'est son accord sublime de bonté envers nous, qu'il accepte d'être notre ami, sa magnanimité.
We should feel very fortunate to have that opportunity to be the friend of Krishna.
Nous devons nous sentir très fortunés d'avoir l'opportunité d'avoir Krishna en tant que notre ami.
Of course, there are other friends, just like Krishna's friends, the cowherd boys. They're also Krishna's friends, and they play with Krishna, and they play many different games with Krishna. They go to the forest in Vrindavan every day with Krishna. They take the cows with them. So they enjoy also friendship with Krishna.
Bien sûr que Krishna a d'autres amis, tels les vachers de Vrindavan, avec lesquels il s'occupe de vaches dans cette région.
Of course, here we see actually it's not, Krishna's not so much speaking about friendship, but he said he's the beneficiary and the well-wisher of everyone. So that means he's taking care, he's providing for all of his parts and parcels.
Ici, en fait, c'est plutôt écrit que Krishna est bienveillant envers nous et qu'il s'occupe de nous et qu'il nous aide de cette manière.
So it's a special type of friendship which we have with Krishna.
C'est donc en fait une amitié spéciale qu'on a avec Krishna. Ce n'est pas seulement de passer du temps avec lui comme les vachers à Vrindavan.
The problem is that we're thinking we are the best friend of everyone. We don't recognize Krishna's position. We're thinking, I am the proprietor, and I am the enjoyer, and I am the best friend.
En fait, le problème, c'est que nous croyons que c'est nous-mêmes le meilleur ami de tout le monde. Et qu'en fait, nous croyons que tout nous appartient et que tout nous revient à nous.
So that's the enviness of Krishna. We envy Krishna's position and we compete with Krishna. We want to take Krishna's position for ourselves.
Il est clair que nous voulons prendre la position de Krishna et être nous-mêmes Krishna, et ça, c'est un problème.
Yes. Do you agree, Yuvati Sanchi Mataji?
Yes, Guru Maharaj, I agree. Thank you very much.
Yeah, we have to surrender to Krishna.
Nous devons accepter Krishna comme notre maître suprême.
We have to admit we need Krishna.
Et nous devons admettre que nous avons besoin de lui.
And Krishna is so kind, he's ready to give himself to us.
Krishna est si bon qu'il est prêt à se donner à nous, pour nous.
So if we remember this verse, it will help us, it should give us peace. We should be able to find peace in the most difficult, the most trying of situations. If we just remember Krishna.
Et quand nous rappelons de ce verset, nous le répétons, nous pouvons avoir la paix en se pliant aux commandes du Seigneur.
And sometimes, of course, we may be wondering why I'm suffering, that Krishna's not taking care of me.
Parfois, nous pouvons nous demander pourquoi est-ce que je souffre? Pourquoi est-ce que Krishna ne s'occupe pas de moi?
But we have to understand that sometimes Krishna puts us into difficulty because it will increase our attachment to him.
En fait, nous devons comprendre que parfois Krishna nous met dans des difficultés et des problèmes. C'est en fait pour que notre attachement à Krishna se augmente.
So we find that the more we have difficulties, the easier it is for us to take shelter of Krishna.
Nous verrons que le plus de difficultés que nous avons, le plus nous allons nous soumettre au Seigneur, en fait.
But if we have everything very nice and comfortable and easygoing, then we won't think of Krishna. We'll just enjoy. We'll just relax and enjoy.
Quand tout est très facile et confortable, il n'y a aucune raison de se remettre à Krishna, en fait. Nous allons juste profiter de la vie et l'oublier complètement.
But we forget this world is temporary, and our situation in this world is temporary. We cannot stay in any one position forever. We're forced to leave.
Nous oublions que notre situation est toujours temporaire. Nous vivons la situation humaine pour quelque temps ou n'importe quelle situation. Et ensuite, nous devrons quitter sous toute cette situation, voire cette vie.
We may be saying, oh, I'm happy, I'll just stay here. I'm fine here, I have everything, I have my home, I have my money, I have my family. But you cannot, it's all temporary. In time, it will all be taken from us.
On peut bien se dire quelque temps, moi ça va très bien, j'ai tout ce qu'il me faut, ma famille, mes amis, mon argent, mais un jour, tout cela va changer.
So we have to develop detachment from the material, and we can do that by becoming attached to Krishna.
Il faut donc se détacher du matériel, de tout ce qui est matériel. Et en fait, pour faire cela, il faut s'attacher à Krishna.
The more we're attached to Krishna, the less we're attached to matter.
Plus on s'attache au Seigneur, moins on est attaché à la matière matérielle.
Hare Krishna.
Jai.
All right,
Hare Krishna.
we're going.
Yeah,
Yes?
Guru Maharaj, sorry. Guru Maharaj, now we have completed 5th chapter. Do you think we should have a small test next week? Like you can ask 1 or 2 questions? Or
Well, we should finish the 6th chapter first,
okay.
because Bhagavad Gita is in 3 sections.
Okay, Guru Maharaj.
Est-ce qu'il faudrait avoir un test à la fin du chapitre 5? Eh ben, en fait, il faudrait aussi finir le chapitre 6.
Okay, Guru Maharaj. I thought it will encourage us to all to read thoroughly some chapters.
Yeah, well, we'll do the 6th chapter first, and then we'll go over the chapters.
Okay.
We'll have some questions on each chapter to try
Okay, Guru.
main points.
Okay, Guru Maharaj. That's a good idea.
Try to make sure everybody's understanding what's going on.
Après le chapitre 6, nous allons retourner sur tous les chapitres, voir les détails.
Okay. So we'll chant Hare Krishna now.
Yes, Guru Maharaj.
Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhaktavrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda. Okay, Hare Krishna, Srila Prabhupada ki.
Jai.
Jai.
Gaur Bhaktavinda ki.
Jai.
Thank you, Guru Maharaj. Thanks to all the participants.
Thank you too for organizing this
Thank you.
Vaishnav
Very
Rani.
much.
Thank you, Mataji. I don't know. I got, yeah, Mataji, Sridevi Mataji, you have the host. You please, yeah.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Yeah, Mataji. So my charge in my other laptop, it went out. So I think I got disconnected and the Zoom has made you the host.
Oh, okay. I see. So I just have to
Yeah,
end it?
you can end the class and you can stop the recording, Mataji. Are you able to stop it?
Yeah, let me look for the recording.
Otherwise, we stay connected.
Okay, otherwise
stay-
it
We stay
automatically
connected.
stop the recording. I can just stop it here.